to reach out to you. We want to be able to, the pastors want to be able to reach out, say happy birthday, maybe your kids' birthdays, all that stuff. So go ahead and do that. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, kind of a sad book. The book's written by Solomon, many believe, later on in his life, after he's lived it all, done it all, been there, done that kind of thing. And he's basically writing the book to tell us that everything in this world is useless. Absolutely useless. And if anybody could tell you, it's Solomon. Because he really did experience it all, do it all, had it all, and screwed it all up at the same time. All right? You're going to see things, these phrases used called vanity, vexation of spirit, it vexed my soul, it was vanity. Basically, it means, like a vapor, a breath, and a mist. What that means is this. It's just fleeting. Like a vapor, it's just there and gone. A breath, just there and gone. Mist, just there and gone. And that's what he says everything in life is under the sun. Okay? Now that's the key. That's what you have to understand about Ecclesiastes. It's under the sun, meaning in this life, in this world. As you're trying to find fulfillment in the things of this world, Solomon already did it. He didn't find any fulfillment. And he's writing to us to teach us that you don't have to go there. You don't have to try to find your fulfillment in your career, in your money, in learning more, in all those things, because he did it all and he achieved to standards higher than any of you will ever achieve. And then he realized this is just vapor. It's just a breath. It's just mist. It's just mist. He says this, the words of the preacher, the son of David. This is why they think it's Solomon, and because he's king of Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. He goes, I'm here to preach to you, and I'm going to tell you that everything is vanity. Vapor, breath, mist. James puts it this way. Life is like a vapor that appears for a short time and then goodbye, vanishes away. You know what we do in a lot of our marriage counseling? You know what I do? This is what I do. I say to the couple, because many times it's not counseling, it's like refereeing. Okay? Yeah, good point. One for you. Good point. One for you. Seriously. It's like, and it's like wisdom from below. Let me get a pastor or a leader to side with me. And then the spouse finds another leader in the church somewhere else and doesn't tell them the full story of what happened over there. So they can say, well, this person sides with me. Referee, back and forth. But you know what I tell them many times? I'm like, life is short. Real short. You want to stay at it? Is this worth it? Is it worth it? To prove your point. He's wrong. Can't you see what he's doing to me? She just won't submit. Life is short. Don't keep wasting your time. It's just vanity. So what profit has a man? I started quoting another verse. I'm so used to it. Verse 3. What profit has a man of all his labor which he takes under the sun? Because one generation passes away, another generation comes, but the earth is still here. The sun ariseth, and the sun goes down and goes back to its place where it rose. The sun goes, comes up, goes down, comes up, goes down, comes up, goes down. So what does it profit a man? All his work, all his labor, which he does. Solomon's saying, I just see the sun comes up, sun goes down. Sun comes up, sun goes down. Watch. The wind goes toward the south, turns about to the north. It whirls about continually, and the wind returns again according to his circuit. And the wind blows this way, and the wind blows that way, and the wind blows around. And the sun goes up, and the sun goes down. And the wind blows this way, and the wind blows that way, and the wind goes around. It sounds like a song. And all the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea never gets full. Unto the place whence the rivers come, and there they go again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Let me tell you what's going on. He says this. We're here, we labor. We're here, we labor. We labor, we labor, we labor. And we know in the United States, they tell us, if you end up with more toys than the next guy, you win. What do you win? A better coffin for your dead self? What do you win? Nothing. Nothing. But that's what people think. The devil has us chasing the wind. Chasing after the things of this world. That's the game. And then when you finally attain to it, you're like, oh, I'm happy. Now I'm fulfilled. I got this. I won that. Remember when you were a kid, when I get my license, when I get my license. And then when you get your license, remember how stupid you were, all right? Unless you were like me, you drive, because believe me, I was the stupidest. I had a Cadillac, right? We used Cadillac like 10 years old. Not 10, the Cadillac was 10 years old. I was acting like I was 10 years old. All right? So this is the truth. And then I got this Rockford Fosgate booming system. Some of you know what Rockford Fosgate is, okay? Booming like speakers system. And it was just ridiculous. You could put the car in neutral and just boom the bass and the car would go just from the bass. All right? Stupid, right? And then you get the car, you get the license, you get the car, you work so hard, all these things, and all your friends want to just drive around with you. And you think, hey, can I get some gas money? Right? So you just drive around, and then after that, your friends start getting their license. I'm like, hey, I don't want to drive. Can you drive? You got what you wanted. Your stupid car with your booming system didn't make you happy. Then I was like, my first apartment, and my first house, and my first thing, and my first that. And then I'm going to get married. I'm going to be real happy. Marriage is awesome, but it's work. It's labor. It's labor. Now listen. What Solomon is saying here, he goes, what's the use of all this labor? Labor so hard for the things of this world. Your first car, your first house. Labor so hard for all the things that are just fleeting. He goes, what is it? Because look what he says in verse 8. All things, they're full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is still not satisfied with seeing it, and the ear filled with hearing. Meaning like there's always something else. What else now? What's next now? What's next? I got this. I achieved that. Now what? I need to make myself happy. Excuse me. For some of it's recreation. We're going to work so hard till we're a certain age so we can just do nothing. Or do whatever we want for the rest of our lives. For the rest of the 2 years or 10 years, maybe 20, whatever it is, who knows. Really? And that gets boring too. Because the eye's still not satisfied. Oh, I see this, I see that, I see this, I see that. I gotta have that. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Did you hear about this new thing coming down? And then you want that, and then you gotta have that. Some of you right here are chasing all this stuff. Some of you right here are saying, well, I want Jesus in heaven, but I want everything the world has to offer me also. Yeah. Talk about vexing your soul. Talk about vexing your soul. Talk about torturing yourself. Because if you really do know Jesus, and if you really are on your way to heaven, if you're trying to achieve all and get everything that this world has to offer, and then say, hey, Lord, you know what? I love you. I'll see you when I get there, though, because I want everything else the world has to offer. Your soul's going to be vexed. You know what's going to happen? Most of the time, it's just like Haggai. You know, when he preached to God's people after they, totally ignored the temple, didn't put God first. They were seeking all the things of the world first, their own houses, their own stuff, and they neglected God's work and God's temple. And then God sends the prophet Haggai to tell them, hey, consider your ways, consider your ways. You guys dwell in all your nice little houses, but the Lord's house lays desolate. You know what God said? And then you started really living and laboring for the things of the world. More money, more security, more this, more that. You know what God said? And God said, and I blew upon it. God said, I blew upon it. You know what that means? God says, just when you thought you were getting ahead, I tortured you. Yeah. He said, I blew upon it. He said, I had a little breath from heaven. And I said, there goes your hot water heater. Just got ahead. $2,000. Gone. Yep. I just paid off my car. No more car payment. Yes, I'm going to get ahead. I got all my stuff. Now I'm good. And there goes. Your transmission's gone. $5,000. Oh, yeah. Listen, talk to Haggai. He had a lot of transmissions dropping out of cars back then. All right? Listen, hear me. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you labor and you labor and you labor and you labor. That's what he says. He goes, you're never going to be satisfied. And then the eye sees this and the ear hears that. And then next thing you know, you're going after this, you're going after that. And God's never going to let you fully get what you want because you know what? He's just going to blow it away anyway. Because he wants you to put him first. Solomon is going to say at the end of this, what he's going to say? He goes, you know what I found out? The only thing that's really worth anything is fearing and loving God and obeying God. That's what he says. That's what he says. Praise God. Look what he says. So it goes on and on. Sounds like more misery. The thing that has been, it is that, verse 9, which shall be, and that which is done is, and that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. You never think people, they think they come up with new things? Watch. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already of old time anyway, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. I, the preacher, you know what? I was king over Israel in Jerusalem. He goes, I was the king. I saw the sun go up, the sun go down. I saw the wind blow around. I saw the rivers run into the sea. And I just saw people, including myself, caring and living and laboring so hard for the things of this world. You know, when Larissa's grandfather died, right before he died, I met with him. I wanted to make sure he knew the Lord. And I think he did. But I'm going to tell you this. You know what he said to me? I think he realized he was duped, you know. You know what he said? This is what he said. He goes, I don't understand why this is happening. I work so hard my whole life. You know why? You know why? Because we really think we're getting somewhere. We really think we're achieving something. But the death angel is going to get every single one of us. You can't get around him. Death and taxes. It's April 15th, ain't it? Oh, my goodness. Listen. I know some of you had to file for extension. Sorry. Listen. My poor wife started at 6 in the morning, and I think she's still doing them right now. That's what we get for procrastinating, I guess. But all your labor, everything you do, what's it really worth in the end? Seriously, what's it really worth? What's it for? Verse 3, you don't have to go back there, but I'll just read it to you. What profit has a man of all his labor which he takes under the sun? What's it profit? What's it profit? I'm not saying, oh, just don't work hard. Because he's going to talk about that as you go through Ecclesiastes too. He's going to talk about having recreation time and vegging out time. You know what? That gets boring too. You ever get tired of being tired? People that watch TV all day are tired. I'm tired. What'd you do today? Oh, I was watching the series, and just my mind, I was tired. Tired. Then people say they're busy. Busy doing what? Well, I went to the gym, then I came home, made myself a protein shake. Right? Real busy. Wicked busy. Then remember he went on to say, there's nothing really new that hasn't been already done. Just trying it again. Listen, I worked in retail for years, as you know, and I get that retail mind to get stuff done and what's coming next and all that stuff. That's how they train us. And you know what? You know what I noticed in retail? Being there for years and years and years, I was in retail for about 18 years. And the stuff when I first started that was new and trendy, that they put on the end caps. You know what the end caps are, right? It's the end of the aisle. So when people walk in the stores, they're like, oh, that's interesting. And it's a fact that most people buy what's on the end caps, okay? And it's a fact, if you go clothes shopping, you know what most people buy? What's on the skinny fit mannequins. Yes, that's a fact, okay? It don't look like that on you, though. Now listen. So, 18 years being in retail, all right? Being in retail, stuff would come out of style, and then I'd say 7 years later, it would be the same stuff that was there 7 years before, just a little different variation. And then you'd have the same people that just did their kitchen over 7 years ago. They come running back in. I'm like, isn't your kitchen still new? They're like, yeah, it's 7, 8 years old. We just want to keep our value up. We want the new thing. I'm like, that new thing was old like 10 years ago. Now it's coming new again, and now it's going to go back to that, right? That's a fact. Ain't nothing new. Got to have the next thing, the new thing. Look cool. Listen. Do you know how I know I'm getting old and decaying? Because I got these, listen, when you start wearing New Balances like that, the New Balance, the old man New Balances, you got problems, guys. All right? Seriously. Cheap. Easy. And my kids have the $150 sneakers. I got the $18 Morgan Memorial specials. It is what it is. But he says there's nothing new. There's nothing new. There's nothing new. There's nothing new. He says the eye's never satisfied. The ear is never satisfied. It's always what's next, what's new, what's coming, what's going to make me look good, what's going to make me feel good. He goes, I, the preacher, I was king over all Jerusalem. I had it all, did it all. So, he wanted to figure out why things were like this. Why are things like this? He said, I want to be smarter than everybody else. I want to know why man isn't fulfilled. I want to know why everything is just a vapor, a breath, and a mist. I really want to understand why the eye is never satisfied, the ear is never satisfied. I want to understand what all this labor is all about. He goes, I'm going to be the smartest person to ever live. And now watch what he says. Watch what he does. Verse 13. So I gave my heart to seek and search out wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. Look what happens to him. This sore travail hath God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun. And behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. Verse 16, so I communed with my own heart, saying, lo, I am come to a great estate, and I've gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. He said, I figured it out. I thought through all of this. Look where wisdom got him. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this is also vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases in knowledge increases sorrow. You see what he said? He goes, when I learned more and more and more, I got more and more and more miserable. The more knowledge I got, the more wisdom I got out of all these, because of all these things that go on in the world. As I was trying to figure all these things out, I got so much wisdom and so much knowledge. And you know what? Look what he says. He goes, it made me crazy. He goes, it was vanity. You know what he said? All the learning, he learned nothing. All the knowledge, he knew nothing. It didn't help him. It made him feel more responsible and miserable. But I want to tell you something. Pastor Matt, pretty sad sermon tonight. Look at verse 15. Look at verse 15. He says, I wanted to see all this wisdom. I wanted to figure it out why things happen. You know what I learned? That which is crooked cannot be made straight. You know what I saw in people? He said, people are just crooked. Can't make them straight. You try to lock them up. You could try to harness them. I talked about that this weekend. He goes, that which is crooked, you cannot make it straight. There's just something in people never to be satisfied, never to be happy. It's just not enough. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. I want to tell you something. But God. But God. You know who's straight? God is. Listen, hear me. Do you know why C.S. Lewis got saved? One of the greatest authors in Christendom. He said this. He was a staunch atheist. Started to study the things of Christ. He goes, how did I realize that anything was crooked unless something was straight? Because God is straight, because God is right, because God isn't crooked, because God is holy, because God is good. You know what it says for the Christian? If any man be in Christ, 2 Corinthians 5:17, he is a new creation. Old things are passed away, all things become new. Because you know Jesus Christ. Because you know God, what you do. Listen, you are a new creation. You have new goals. You have new life. You have a new purpose. Not just vanity and vexation of spirit. Living for the things of this world. What you do counts because of Christ and what he did for you. Everything in this world is crooked. The only one that can make it straight is Jesus Christ. Listen to me. He came to this world. He died on a cross to give us a new heaven, a new earth. My kingdom is not of this world. You see what he said? Now listen to me. New heaven, new earth, wherein dwells not crookedness, righteousness. Righteousness. Brothers and sisters, hear me. Hear me. So you have to ask yourselves here. Yourselves. Are you living for the vanity? Because I'm going to tell you, God's about to blow on your water heater. Don't say that to me, Pastor Matt. Please. Are you laboring just for the things of this world? Or are you living for Christ? If you know Christ, you're a new creation. You have new purpose, new goals. You have new life. New life. Life that stems far beyond this life. Far beyond this life. Everything under the sun, he's correct. It's vanity. It's vexation of spirit. It's chasing after the wind. That's all it is. But listen, what Christ came to do for us, gave us new life, eternal purpose, a reason for living. Jesus said, I've come to give them life and life more abundantly. You don't know how to live this life unless you're living for the next life. So if you want to waste 10 years trying to serve God and mammon and God and money, listen, you know what the problems are? Again, go back to the marriage counseling thing. 70%, look up the stats, 70% marriages in the United States. The problems are what? We don't have enough money. We don't have enough money. He don't work enough. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. And we have more than 90% of the world. Because you're chasing after the wind. It's never going to be enough. If you're a new creation, live for the new creation. Live for Jesus Christ. Let Jesus come out of your life. Let Jesus have his way in your life. New life, new goals, new purpose. Let's pray.